Hello, good day, everybody. This is your host, Clip, the host of Clip the Sports Boy, coming to you live right here, at least Virginia, Loudoun County area. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to kick things off with the breaking news that I mentioned earlier today. Zach Ertz going to the Cardinals. I'll get you guys to that, how much of a huge game changer that's going to be. Get you guys for the Bucs defeated the Eagles last night, 28-22. I'll tell you guys about the fact that Kamaru Usman wants a mega match against Canelo Alvarez. I'll get you guys to that. Mike Schill was released as St. Louis Cardinals manager, by the way, of philosophical differences. Marcus Smart was suspended for missing a flight, by the way, to Miami. And, yeah, Cardinals, they got 3 COVID tests. Russa being returned to the White Sox. And Dodgers, they won the series against the San Fran Giants, by the way, 3-2. And I'll get you guys into the also the fact that let's see, Taurasi was fined $2,500 for shoving a ref at Game 2. Sherman Has Pulled hamstring. Seattle Kraken get their first win against the Predators, by the way. And they have the Columbus Blue Jackets tomorrow, by the way, as well. And also DC Fandom is going to be tomorrow as well. So that is all the news I have for today, ladies and gentlemen, on that and others to come. First things first, I'm starting things off with the breaking news that I mentioned earlier today, that Zach Ertz has been traded to the Eagles for, let's see, for Tay Gowan. Yeah, for who was it for? Tay Gowan and a 2022 fifth round pick. So once again, everybody, Zach Ertz has been traded to the Cardinals for Tay Gowan and a 2022 fifth round pick. Yeah, sure. I'm sure that you guys have seen, Zach Ertz crying in the locker room. It must be because of the fact that they lost to the Bucs last night, and just the fact that Zach Ertz, he's a former Super Bowl champ, and he was back in 2017. We remember that. So now he's back with he's with the Cardinals now, and that's a huge game changer. A lot of people didn't expect this to happen, and honestly, just did a moment ago. So honestly, I didn't think this would ever ensue. And sure, Kyler Murray, and he's got a huge weapon with Zach Ertz in there. He's also got D-Hop, and he's got J.J. Watt. But wow, Zach Ertz going to the Cardinals. That's birds of prey right there. You played for the Eagles a few years ago, and your last game was last night. And then next thing you know, you end up with the Cardinals. But wow, that's huge for Zach Ertz. Congrats to him on that. But that right there is a huge game changer. No one thought was going to happen. I can tell you that, everybody. All right, another thing I want to get to, by the way, that Kamaru Usman wants a mega match with Canelo Alvarez. Let me ask you this: You think a mega match would ever happen between Kamaru Usman and Canelo Alvarez? Let me know about that for sure, buddy. I mean, sure, I'd love to see it happen though, but clearly that's probably not going to ensue. It can happen in 2022. I can tell you that though. So that's the big news right there. And I know it's going to be a big surprise to everybody out there. And I know a lot of folks may speculate where that's going to be, but who knows if that's going to happen. Also, guys, another news: the Bucs had defeated the Eagles 20-22 last night. I mean, clearly, that was a good game. I can tell you that. So yeah, Jalen Hurts did all he could, but he wasn't able to take out Tom Brady last night. I can tell you that though, he did not. And even though Sherman had a pulled hamstring injury in that game last night, so those conditions are going to be. Honestly, I just didn't think it was even going to happen. But clearly, wow. So Eagles probably sending up Jalen Hurts to fail, but he's pretty much a success. I can tell you that he's playing the MVP level, which he is. But I think he's still going to get there. He's got some ways to go. I can tell you about that. But I honestly think that he's gonna show out, which he will. So keep your eyes out on him, guys. The Bucs right now, they're looking pretty good. And do I have them walking out being back-to-back? Nope, not a chance. Also, another news I want to get into, by the way. Mike Schilt was released as St. Louis Cardinals manager over philosophical differences, by the way. Despite the Cardinals being on a 17-game win streak, getting them in the MLB wild card berth by wild card playoffs, so that's some of the big move right there. That's all these need to on that. Also, some other news I want to get into, by the way, that the Cardinals they had 3 COVID tests. Arizona Cardinals they had 3 COVID tests this week. 1 player, 2 staffers. Chandler Jones was on the COVID reserve list. He was symptomatic, by the way. He was vaxxed. He needs 2 negative tests. He needs 2 negative tests in 24 hours, and 20 hours apart. And he's gonna be asymptomatic for 48 hours. That's all there is. You gotta know on that, everybody. On that note, so hopefully do well on that. Also, guys, Tony La Russa, he will be returning to the White Sox in 2022 for the next season, by the way. So that's all there's on that. Also, other news that Yanks they're not gonna renew the contracts of hitting coach. Let's see, Mark Thomas, and third batting coach Phil Nevin. Yanks won't even renew the offer of assistant hitting coach PJ Pilater. But oh my, that's a big bum right there, and that's something I'm satisfied. I can tell you about that, everybody. Also, guys, another news: the Dodgers won the series against the San Fran Giants, by the way, 3-2. So it's a big move right there. Also, other news I want to get into, by the way, that Kenya authorities have arrested a perpetrator by the name of Ibrahim Rostich, by the way. He was arrested and charged for stabbing Tirop, by the way, to death and went to hiding. He tried to flee the area, destroyed fled the getaway car, but wrecked this car, by the way, while trying to escape. But he was caught in the act, by the way, and he's gonna face some charges, by the way, in that note. So the perpetrator that's behind Tirop's death toll. That perpetrator has been arrested and charged. So that's all there is you need to know on that, everybody. And that's all there's I can say on that note. Also, guys, some other news I want to get into, by the way. Taurasi was fined $2,500, by the way, for shoving a ref at Game 2 in the 2020 WNBA Finals. So not looking good there. Also, guys, some other news I want to get into, by the way. Myles Garrett decorated his house in Halloween decorating. He did some Halloween decorations on his house, so that's surprising news right there. They need to have had with Tom Brady in there. They got one. I think they got one with Lamar Jackson. I think they got one with all the other names in there. But wow, if on Tom Brady's name win, that'll be something. So looking forward to that. Also, got another news: the Seattle Kraken got their first win against the Predators in the 2020 NHL game. They face the Blue Jackets tomorrow, guys. That's interesting news right there. Also, got another news. The Charlotte Hornets have signed LiAngelo Ball to a non-guaranteed offer, by the way, to sign with their G League team affiliate, by the way, the Greensville Swarm. So, that's all there is for that. Also, guys, other news that Charlie McAvoy has agreed to an 8-year, $76 million extension offer with the Bruins. So, wow, that's some interesting news right there. I can tell you that, though. So, surprising there. Also, guys, Masha Slamovich, Russian Dynamite, she is signed with Impact Wrestling. So big congrats to her on that. That's all there's need to on everybody. Also, guys, some other news. Marcus Smart was suspended for missing a Celtics flight to Miami earlier this week in the final NBA preseason game. So really not looking good there. So honestly, it's like I know everybody. So yeah, that's something that you got to know in there, everybody. So probably not looking good there. So their Celtics final preseason game is going against the Heat. So that's always you need to know in there, everybody. Also, guys, some other news I want to get into, by the way, that let's see here. DC Fandom is tomorrow, guys. Check that out. And other news I want to get into, by the way, that Jeff Pash and Bruce Allen, who was the former president of Washington, by the way, they had a close relationship in the emails that were sent by John Gruden, and he was released from that. It also says right here that they were that they were collected during Washington Football's workplace misconduct allegations and sexual abuse, by the way. Since we had that Passion Allen show that Pash reassuring Allen on controversies involving Washington football, discussing issues, politics, and all the other issues as well. The email exchange in 2013 told Allen that Washington football wouldn't have to pay $25K fine for manipulating the injury report, by the way. So right here that Allen's appeal was denied to be overruled by Pash and didn't have to pay. They didn't have to pay the fine or any other amount with respect to the matter, and consider the fine rescinded in its entirety. In another email exchange, Allen contacted Pash after Washington football got into sexual harassment allegations involving Washington football involving the cheerleaders. Also, to hear that Pash told Allen that I know you're on it and wouldn't condone something like that at all. Also, so right here that 2016 in an email exchange, Allen complained to Pash when Jocelyn Moore, who was black, by the way, was hired as the NFL's top lobbyist after she worked for numerous Democratic senators, by the way. Now, says right here that Ennis and Gruden and Allen, emails with Gruden and Allen had photos of women in bikini bottoms on the photo of, and there's another photo of two Washington cheerleaders. So clearly, these emails did come out. There are 650,000 emails that were servicing, and this would let John Gruden be released, by the way, because the emails were racist, misogynistic, they were derogative, they had foul language in there, and they were just uncalled for. And he sort of disrespected everybody out there, criticizing everybody from Roger Goodell, by the calling him the F word, P word, and also called Damari Smith. He said he had lips the size of Michelin tires, and then degraded women, other roles as female refs, upset the LGBTQ community, how it shouldn't be drafting queers, by the way. Also said that player and health safety, and he also said, and John Gruden even said that he doesn't want football players to be protesting during the anthem, by the way, and Eric Reed should be fired. But clearly, it's extremely uncalled for. John Gruden should know better. And some of these attorneys, for these 40 former employees, they want the emails as well. I said this yesterday that they do, however, want to obtain these emails, and they want the evidence for that. So everyone wants to know what went down there, and everyone wants to know exactly how it all ensued. So clearly there is a lot to be said there, and I think that this case isn't going to be dissolving anytime soon. That's everything to know with everybody. Also, guys, some other news I also want to sort of get into here, ladies and gentlemen, that Jonathan Gowan, who was a daredevil stuntman in America's Got Talent Extreme, nearly died in a horrific accident, suffering brutal injuries after a stunt he attempted went terribly wrong. And people thought that he was dead, but Goodwin was something in the air, and it was 70 feet in the air in a straitjacket, nailing by his feet from the wire. Two cars suspended in either side of the way, going back and forth. Cars, they sandwiched Goodwin in between him. Goodwin fell to the ground, hitting on his head. So we hear that Goodwin was freeing himself from restraints and falling on the air mattress. That's the purpose of that, and avoid getting destroyed by cars. Now Goodwin had to be hospitalized, and he needed surgery. He was in the trauma unit, and Conditions very been unclear, guys. So honestly, this is really thoughts prayers out to him, all his family members, all his fans. This horrific, tragic accident that happened, and hopefully he's doing okay. So, ladies and gents, please don't try this at home, school, or anywhere, and please consider the following on that note right there. And guys, I'll tell you this: Myles Garrett decorates who's some Halloween decorations, and your thoughts about that, everybody? Got headstone with the tombstones with Lamar Jackson there. Probably got one Baker Mayfield, or sorry, I think got one Patrick Mahomes, I guess, with Tom Brady, I guess. That would be good. So, it's all you need to know on that, everybody. That's all I could say. So, nothing more to know on that. Also, guys, I wish I brought this out to Emerald Lagasse, Bailey, Madison, Vanessa, Marcel, Genuine, Keisha Cole, AJ Anthony Josh, who's going to get his rematch for sure. You got Joanna, Kara Chinides, Ekaterina, Lucina, Crystal, Nielsen, Luna of Dead or Alive, Shion of King of Fighters, and Ray Lynn, one half the blonde forced trauma with the Killer Bay Heather Monroe, the sexy Killer Bay Heather Monroe. So some of your birthday wishes, shout out to everybody. Please be sure you do so on that. That is everything you need to know, everybody, on that. That's all there's like I say on that, everybody. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it there for the Kalila Sports Board. Like, subscribe to the Kalila Sports Board YouTube channel on Facebook, but any number necessary. Be sure you send me your comments to Twitch, your reaction, your response, your thoughts on Zach Ertz going to the Cardinals, by the way, for Tay Gowan, and 2022 fifth round pick. Your thoughts about that? Let me know in the comments about that. And you think that was the biggest move yet? Let me know in the comment section about that. I will definitely just my sure, but it's all you see on that. Your thoughts on the Bucs defeating the Eagles last night, 20-22. Let me know in the comment section about that. Just my sure, but your thoughts on Diane Taurasi being fined $500K for shoving a ref in Game 2 of the 2020 WNBA Finals. Let me know in the comment section about that. What your thoughts about that? I'll just want to share, but your thoughts on the defending World Series champs Dodgers win the series against the San Fran Giants. Let me know in the comments about that. I'll just want to share. But you think the Dodgers are going to be back to back? Let me know in the comments about that. I'll just want to share. But that's all you need to know on that. Your thoughts on Sherman having a pulled hamstring injury in that game? Thoughts about that? Let me know in the comments about that. I'll just want to share. But that's all you need to know on that. We also see Kraken getting their first win against the Preds, by the way, 4-3 in the 2020 NHL game. And they face the Blue Jackets tomorrow, by the way. Don't come about that. I just want to share, buddy. You know some Masha Slamovich versus Russian Dynamite, who signed with Impact Wrestling. Don't know when it comes about that. I'll just want to share, buddy. Also, guys, that was Tony La Russa returning to the White Sox in 2022 MLB baseball season. Let me know in the comments about that. Just want to share, buddy. You think the fight? You think a mega match with Kamaru Usman and Canelo Alvarez, whatever happened? Let me know in the comments section about that. I'll just want to share, but it's all these details on that. Your thoughts on Jeff Patrick Bruce Allen, by the way, who's in the relationship, by the way, exchanging emails with each other, just during the fact that Washington football is being investigated for sexual abuse and misconduct, even though John Gruden got released from that as well, and they got him scrutiny. Let me know about that. What you thought about that? I'll just want to share, but it's all these details on that. Also, guys, DC fandom was tomorrow, by the way. Let me know about that. Also, guys, SmackDown is tonight. That's all you need to know on that. That's all I got to say on that for sure, but it's all you need to know on that. Also, send your brother wishes out to Emerald Lagasse, and Bailey, Madison, Vanessa Marcel, Genuine, Keisha Cole, Anthony Josh, Joanna, Chernerides, Ekaterina, Lucina, Crystal Nielsen, Luna of Dead or Alive, Shion of King of Fighters, Ray Lynn. So some of your brother wishes, shout out tweet, please be sure you do so on that. There's everything you need to know about, so like I said on that. I'm back for breaking news, trying to like at least somebody to hold on by the close sports with their next sports later. There's you got no all got. Take care, you guys. You guys have a good day. Please be safe with them. Bye bye.